Hello, assalamu alaikum, and welcome to my channel Networking with Nia Jarafin. I hope you have been chilling as always. Today I will toss in a new tech problem, the fix and the hands-on troubleshooting. So straight up, let's jump in. Alright guys, in the corner it says Bitdefender anti-spam. That means this computer has a Bitdefender total security installed locally. So this is a plugin for Outlook that has been installed automatically when I have installed the Bitdefender. It scans incoming emails for spam or phishing, adds an extra layer of filtering for your inbox on top of the EOP, Exchange Online Protection. That means the Defender from the Microsoft. But if you want or don't want, just wanted to show you how you see it. File, option, adds in here, manage, go, and here is the option. Okay, all right guys, now we are going to mount our Gmail into our Outlook to keep everything in one place so we don't have to switch between mail servers. So first we need to make sure our Gmail has the IMAP and POP enabled. So here is our Gmail, but before we do that, we must check some crucial protocols if they are enabled. So let's go to settings, all settings. I'll hit here, forwarding and POP IMAP. This is the default settings. Adding a forwarding address, that means sending all mails copy to your Outlook or to another Gmail. That means for this mailbox, you can have another copy into your another mailbox. The second thing is POP is disabled. POP is Post Office Protocols. That's the download method, which is disabled. That means no other application can download emails from my Gmail for this mailbox. Since archive is on, if I delete anything from the Outlook, it will go to all mail. It's a safe storage. And this part, configuration instructions like configure your email client. That means when auto discover fails. Same here as well. If auto adding fails here, then we need to manually configure the IMAP server like imap.gmail.com. Port will be 993 and encryption will be secure socket layer, which is SSL encryption. So I'll leave the default. So here is a change as of January 2025. IMAP is permanently on. Google has made the IMAP permanently on from January 2025, but before there used to be an option here. You could have been switch on or off. It is by default on. So I will leave these settings. So we'll go back to our Outlook file and then hit add account. I will hit connect. And once I hit connect, it will immediately try to establish a secure connection that is known as OAuth 2.0, which is a secure method. I don't have to share my password. It will be token based. Connect. And as I said, in a different browser, this is the secure 2.0 OAuth token based authentication. Continue. Authentication completed. I can close this browser. Done. Here you go. Now it is syncing. It might take some time to load all that. All good. Let us verify one thing. Account settings. Here is one crucial thing. As a tech guy, you must remember one thing. If you see, this is the default account. That means anytime I will send an email, by default, the email will be going from this email address, the top one. But the one is ending with gmail.com. It says IMAP/SMTP. That means Internet Message Authentication Protocol. It could be either IMAP or POP. This protocol is used only for syncing your message, deleting, receiving, etc. Whereas SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, is used for sending. So there will be always two protocols for all mail servers to receive and send, sync, etc. SMTP will be always for sending the message or email. Now let's do some real world test. This is an email message sent automatically, which is exactly this one. Let me split the screen. So let's see if we delete this one, if that is deleted as well. So let's delete, let's refresh. It will be in the trash, and the default trash behavior will be 30 days of limitation. So if you accidentally delete anything from the Outlook from here, it is going to be in the trash here. But we can add the trash folder as well here in the Outlook. What we need to do, inbox, IMAP folder, query, and then there's a list of folders we can add. So let's hit here and subscribe. Okay, all right, I see Gmails, and here's the trash. So it is going to be nested into the Gmail folder. There's no native way you can put the trash just after that inbox. Let's say now we are going to compose the email, new email. See, this one is selected, that's why it is here. From, I can switch back to this one. Okay, anyway, to maybe I'm going to send it to this account and CC maybe support test, and let's do the test. Let's send it from the Gmail. Let's give it a minute. Inbox, It's not there, so let's check the junk email. Okay, here we got it. Also CC'd a shared mailbox, which this account has permission as well. So support, and here's the inbox. We have it here. Oh, that's not the one. Junk email. Yep, it's here. So let's do some real world troubleshooting. If you are a system admin or a maybe cloud engineer, Office 365 engineer, you can use this experience. Let's start it. We'll go to an website. It's an open source website, free for everybody. We can also go to the MX lookup, but let's go to this website first. It's called EML Analyzer. Well, I'll have to drop as the .eml file. So the .eml is the original raw version. Outlook Web has the feature. Maybe the client natively does not facilitate you to have a .eml version. Edge browser, and then this is the web version, and I will come to the junk. Here's the one, and I'll go here, download. Yep, .eml. Go to the file, and let me put that in my desktop. All right, so now let's go to the email analyzer. I'll choose the .eml file here, analyze. Well, this website is very helpful, guys, but there is a lot of information, but you don't need to overcomplicate the situation by understanding everything. Not necessarily every security engineers also understand everything in this page. Few things we will going to focus. OLE ID is NA, that is object linking and embedding, and it says no suspicious OLE file or attachment. That means no objects like Marcos, scripts or hidden payloads are found. That's good. That is header, that is the SMTP server IP address. But instead of blindly looking for all the things, I was only focused on few key factors. Let's focus on the security headers. Authentication result, SPF, that's the sender policy framework that validates the sending server's IP. That means this IP is valid using SMTP protocol. Well, good. SPF passed. You see, DKIM passed. Signature was verified. Well, here it says could not verify it. But anyway, let's focus on the security headers. It says DKIM passed. The cryptographic signature was passed. DKIM signature. Let's break it down. It's very, very important. V1, that means version 1. This is the encryption algorithm. And SHA, this is the hash algorithm. They're using 256 byte hashing method. We need to look for the D. D is the gmail.com. That's the signing domain. And we need to look for S. Copy it. If you Google it, it says S is the selector. This is the public key. DNS record for this Google domain. And B, this is the actual signature. See? DKIM, DMARC, and SPF, and they all pass. SPF pass, DKIM pass, DMARC pass, action none. So the main criteria is already passed, right? So we must stop the DMARC, DKIM, and SPF. The second thing we'll quickly jump, that is X forefront anti-spam report, and then XMS Exchange Organization SCL, that is the spam confidence level. That is exactly responsible for mails landing into the junk. So let's move on the X header. See here, XMS Exchange Organizational Auth anonymous. That means your Microsoft domain treated that Gmail domain with this kind of header like hello, test email, etc., treated them external and untrusted. But here is a very valid question that not necessarily mean that every new sender's email will be landing to junk. In that case, a lot of people will lose their business if email is going directly to the junk. So this is not only the key factor. Yes, that matters, but not the actual key factor. The key factor is here. This is the key factor. X forefront anti-spam report. If you see the SCL score, the spam confidence level score is the highest, which is 9. And it has a scale of 1 to 9. 1 is the most secure and 9 is the most unsecure. How can I say this? If you go to learn.microsoft.com, this is the link. I'm going to drop that for you in the description, and read here. You don't have to read everything. Yep, but read here. A message with an SCL value that's greater than this value is moved to the junk. Which value? The maximum value is 9. That's what we have, right? And the default value is 4, which means that messages with an SCL value of 5 or higher are moved to the junk email folder. But between 1 to 4 is safe. So let's say if it has a SCL value of 1 instead of 9, having 1 or 0 or negative will definitely land it to the inbox, but with 5 or more, definitely to the junk. This one has 9, so we got our answer. What other thing we can focus here? A few security features that I'm aware of. The SFV stand for spam filter verdict, and if you see, it has marked SPM, that's spam. If it would have been say NSPM, that's a non-spam. If this helped, hit subscribe for more real hands-on tech troubleshooting. Any questions, any thoughts, drop them in the comments. Stay tuned, and I will see you in the next one.